Right, ready to go?
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. I've met most of you. I'm Vanessa Dalbosco. Hello. It's a small room. Quality, not quantity. Lovely to see you all. I'm a marketing consultant. So I work with two COMIT members, Electronic Media Services, who is a networking and connectivity specialist, who is actually part of the 5G track, but they're not here today because he presented on emerging technologies yesterday, and Lakana, which does project controls, architecture, and geospatial. So it's lovely to see you all. In my spare time, I chair the IOD Glass Ceiling Group, which advocates for more women in leadership positions. And it's a male-dominated industry, right? So we're always looking for male allies. So if you're interested in joining us as a male ally, I'd love to talk to you. Welcome to the 5G track. We've been running for around a year. We've achieved some amazing things under Steve's amazing leadership, and we've had a lot of fun in the meantime. We've got a packed agenda for today. Steve's going to kick off and talk about connected sites until about 10:30 when there's a break. You're not allowed to leave, you must come back, but new people can join. At 11 a.m. we've got Chris Johnson. Is that you? Hi, how are you? We're in the lift together. Yesterday they accused me of unlocking a revolving door, but we met the lady who was the actual perpetrator, so that was good. At 11:45 we've got a Slido poll. We want to hear about your challenges at your site in your project, which should be an interactive session because it's just us here today. 12 midday, I've got a panel of all the speakers, and we've got Ben Jowett. Who's Ben? Hello, Ben. Ben?
He might not be here yet.
Yeah. En route. Start thinking about questions all the way through because, we can just have a conversation. It's just us. So commit to 5G members as EMS, Electronic Media Services. Wates, say hello. Wates.
Hello.
That's Steve from Wates. Wilmot Dixon. Hello, that's you. BT, where's the BT man? No, not here today, not committed. Plinks, there we are. And who have I missed? Anyone else? Steve, who else is there? Fran, of course, can't forget Fran.
Yeah, we've got Fran, we've got Evercam. We've got
Evercam, are they here?
Evercam, they're not here today, unfortunately. And we've got new members, Attica, which I'll go through.
Attica, no, Jeff Land. No, he's not responding.
Yeah.
So this track is called The Future Is Here. What future? Where is it? And have I missed it? Welcome, Steve Slater, to outline all the answers to those questions.
Thank you. Yes, and Tommy is presenting at 11:30. So Tommy's going to give a different view to the challenges that we face with connectivity. Obviously, myself and Chris are going to give you the constructional contractors view, which might differ. So we'll see how we go. So a bit about me. So I've been part of COMIT since 2005. When we joined COMIT back, it was just as we were coming out of the funded or the DTI funding, and they asked all the members, "Do you want to join?" And I was one of the companies that said yes. So and I've been here since. I think the challenges we faced in the early days are still the challenges we face today. Certainly on the problems with connections to our construction sites. So from as far as a day job goes, I'm the IT site services manager for Wates. So me and my team, what we do, we take the requirements for the site team and turn those into IT solutions and deliver the best we can with the services available and through its project life cycle. So quite often that'll change what we start out at, and what we in the main construct can be very different. And similarly, when we're at the end, we're pulling things out, things are moving around, etc. So yeah, quite challenging. We've got about 200 sites we're managing at the moment at Wates, and I've got a team of people who have come to manage all that the best we can with the services that we've got. So this is the QR code for the questions. So if you want to, as we go through, if you can scan that and put any questions that you want to ask the panel at the end. I'll just leave that on for a few moments. And anybody doing social media? #2024. I've titled this presentation, "The Future is Here." I'm going to do something a little bit different today, because normally we talk about the connectivity to the cabins and the challenges that we get with that, because that's still a big challenge, don't get me wrong. But what I want to do today is to shift the focus slightly from the connection to the site to the connection across the site, because they're two very different things. And I'm hopefully going to convince you all here why this is so imperative that we get this right. So, as we're probably all aware, we've got some real challenges in construction. We can't choose where we build. Our client tells us where we're going to go, and we have to get the right connectivity in those places. We just don't have a choice in that. And what we've seen yesterday, today, is all these new IT applications that are going to enable how we improve how we build are absolutely heavily reliant on the connectivity that we can provide. As I said, the construction site, we don't get a choice of where it is, and it's a changing environment. It's very complicated. We build things in places where we didn't think that we were going to build them. They'll move cabins around. There's all sorts of things. Very, very, very complex and changing environment. And I don't know if anybody's ever tried to put Wi-Fi in an outdoor space. It's really, really hard to get good Wi-Fi coverage across a large, and I'm going to show you one of the Wates projects to show you the scale of the problem when we start looking at putting Wi-Fi on there. So we need to look at something else, and hence why we're looking at what the mobile operators do using 4G and 5G technologies to overcome some of that. So the question there at the bottom, could we use 5G private networks to overcome this? Because what we're going to see now is the mobile networks, they've got a lot better, but again, they don't put their mass where we put our projects. Yeah, and if we listen to what Ant Morse said yesterday, follow the money. So, and they're not going to put them where we put our projects. They're going to put the mass where the money is, where the people are, where the consumers are, where they're going to be using them. So we've got to, whilst it's an improving picture, we're still not there. We get, especially when you're on the fringe, if you're between 4G and 5G, it goes on and off, and we really struggle with making this work. And I'm going to show you an example of where the new applications that we're getting are really struggling to work on one of our sites. But I thought it'd just be interesting to show you the iterations of technology in the mobile data space. So it's not that long ago that we started with smartphones. So we're looking here, yeah, in between here and here. We didn't get an iPad until after here, just to put it in context. Yeah. So and so now we've accelerated how we're using these devices, and obviously the new applications that's come on there. But as I said, you can't rely on these guys to give you a connection to your project site. And what we're trying to do as contractors is we're trying to put processes together that we can not use only where these guys put their mass, but on every single project. Yeah, and this is where it falls down a bit. So what I thought it would be good to do was look at where were we 10 years ago. So only 10 years ago, 2014, yeah, we were doing offline stuff. So we've got our iPads, we've got our smartphones, and we've got these applications. There were offline applications. Richard Scott, who's here today, he developed Priority One. Lots of Priority One was using, we were doing Progress, we were doing snagging, all those kind of things, but it relied on the cabin connectivity rather than connectivity across the site, because it downloaded the application, downloaded the content, you did your activity, and then you uploaded it back up to the cloud when you got back to your cabin. And as we can see there, it's all kind of changing the forms that we had into digital format. So now this is the picture. Yeah, we've seen yesterday, today, very, very different picture. These are always on applications to work. Yeah. So this is the challenge that we've got to overcome. These are things we're using at the face of our construction projects. So, and again, I'll bring that to life with one of the projects where you know, well, okay, so you can go and do your bits and pieces and just pop back to your cabin. That's a big deal from a productivity perspective. But like I say, we've seen all these things here today. And this is, and when I said the future is here, this is it. Yeah. Only 10 years ago, we were doing paper forms to digital. Now look at what we're doing. And this is real. And we're getting challenged every day on how can we make these work? Why is it not working? Why is the network not fast enough? Why is it taking hours to do stuff? So some of the challenges, so we've looked at in the project that we've been doing over the last year or so, we've been kind of look at what's the barrier, or what's the main challenges to standing up a decent network, do what the mobile operators do, but in a private form on your site. So yeah, I think there's definitely a perception that it's really, really costly, and it was. Yeah, the transmitters, the EE, O2, everybody, these are tens of thousands of pounds for the kit, really, really costly. So waiting a bit for the technology for the price to drop. So there's a perception it's really high. I think we're getting there a bit now. We're seeing that some of these things are coming more affordable. Complex to install, so yeah, you need lots of geeks, lots of techies to plug it in and make it work. And then when we've done all that, we don't know if it's going to work. So yeah, so it's a bit of a guess. So are we going to spend that money? And then what benefits are we going to get from that? Are we clear on what we're finding is how we're going to convince people that this is the right way forward, that it's actually needed in the first place. It's very difficult conversation trying to get this stuff. And I'll go into a little bit of that this here. So a bit of a chicken and egg for us here, yeah. So if we can't get the connectivity on site, these applications aren't going to work. If these applications are not working, then we're not going to get the site connection. It's all a bit chicken and egg. So I'll give you an example here. So this is the biggest project that Wates have done in its 125-year history. This is the battery factory that we're building up at Envision. 23 football pitches. That's not the size of the site. That's the size of the building. You've got to be there to appreciate the physical size of this. This is absolutely huge. It takes about, so these are the site cabins over here. It takes about 40 minutes to walk from over there all the way to where we're working over there. Yeah. So now you can start thinking about, you know, if we've got to sync these things back and go back to the cabins where we've got probably a gigabit connection over here. Yeah. We don't have very much here at all. We're in the northeast. The connectivity is a bit patchy up there. Sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's not. But we don't need okay. We need bloody good connections, really good connections for this to work. So one of the things I'm going to pick up on here is one of the things that we're doing on that project is 360 reality capture. So I could pick any of them actually, but I'll pick on that one because it's an easy one to demonstrate. So so this is quite straightforward. It's a cloud application. You stick a 360 camera on your hat, you press go on your phone, away you go, you walk around the site, it captures it, and then we can use that for all sorts of good information. We can see progress, we can see what doors are the doors in the right place, the windows in the right place, all sorts of really good stuff. But if we're walking, and I've just shown you the scale of that project, if we're walking even 15 minutes around one of the floors, yeah, hundreds of megabytes of data. Yeah, on that camera that we've got to get back up to the cloud. Yeah, real challenge. It should be able to synchronize as you're walking, as you're going around. It should be there when you get back. The reality is it's taking days to get this data up to the cloud, is what we're seeing. Because the site managers, they'll take the camera off, they'll dock it, but if they remember to do it, because they're very busy, they're being pulled all over the place, and they've got to remember that once they've got back, they've got to do all this stuff. It should just happen automatically in the background, but it's not happening. So that's a real life example of where we've got a big challenge that we've got to overcome because we're not getting the data. And on that project in particular, the rate of change in design is phenomenal. And yeah, just the scale of the project. So there's lots of changes coming in, and we really need to know, near real time where we're at, and we're struggling with that for sure. And I'm sure everybody else is as well. So, time. 5 minutes, thank you. So, just a quick reminder of the 5G project that we've set up. So, as Vanessa said, I'm leading the project. We've got, who did we miss? We've got BAM actually, really, and BT. So these are the current members. We are looking for other members if anybody's interested. We are following what BAM have been doing with the 5G networks up in the Shetlands. So we've got a lot of feedback from what they've been doing there. And like I say, it's a small community. Everybody's active. Everybody's playing a really good part. It's a really good bunch of people. So what we're doing is we split it up into 4 phases. We're just about finishing the first phase, which was can we do it? Can we stand up a pop-up network? And then we're going to move into where we get the value from that pop-up network, which is what we did down at Brampton. So I'll go back to the other page in a moment, but basically, with the help of Tommy and his team, we went down to Lynch, Plantair, down on the A14. It was a very nice day, a bit like today. And we set up, was it 3 minutes, Tommy, it took off the back of the trailer?
Yeah.
3 minutes, it was up and running and producing really good 5G private signal. We took the SIM cards, I put a SIM card in my iPad, and I ran all day off this solution. So it's basically a 5G private network on a modified lighting tower, runs on batteries or solar. It's now got a little motor to generate if needed, and then we've got the Starlink backhaul connection back up to the cloud. So and I worked all day as if I would in the office on my iPad. Did all my Teams calls, did everything. So we're doing 2 sites. We've done the Brampton one, and we can go back there. They liked it so much, they said, don't take it away. We'll keep it there. So we've got that facility to go back and do some further testing. We're working with Evercam on some of the things that they want to do, because Evercam provide video surveillance solutions. They can do time-lapse photography. They can do lots of AI interrogation, but they can only do all the AI stuff if they've got the right connection. So we're looking at how we can provide that right connection.
It's also there about changing the topology of the network and how devices connect, so they can reduce the costs and get more cameras on site and get better quality.
Indeed. There's some side benefits to it as well, which is really good. Thank you, Tommy. And then the next site, which Vanessa's organisation, EMS, are going to be hosting us down at Borden. I believe we've got a project that we're going to be able to utilise some of the hardware as part of that project. So we're going to pop down. I was speaking to Andrew yesterday, and he said, "Yes, please come down, and we'll be doing some testing there." So this is a slightly different. So the one we're doing with Blinks is a pop-up on the back of the trailer. The EMS one is basically going to be one in a cabinet. So we'll stick this in a cabinet. So, and those are the things that we're trying to prove. Yeah. We're trying to demystify some of the things that we raised earlier around how complex is it, how costly is it, what are the results, what we're going to see out of this. So yeah, really some really good use cases which we're going to do as we go through the next phases. And so yeah, this is just confirming that we're probably going to do it. I think Andrew was saying in a couple of months' time we'll probably get down there and we'll do some good bits and pieces, and we're going to be going back to Brampton to do some more stuff. And one thing which Tommy and I have been doing is working with the project director Envision within the North East, the battery factory, looking at one of the most important things here is if we can't get the value trace right, then we are not going to move forward with this. We've got to convince the stakeholders that these are worthwhile doing, otherwise we're still in the chicken and egg. And to quote yesterday, Ant Boss, yeah, none of us is smarter than all of us. So people might be scared of sharing their crown jewels, their important information that they've got, as but the only way we're going to solve this is that everybody gets their heads together. So please join us. Thank you.